I go,
Rohan, Marley,
Marley,
come on, this is your future.
this is where you're gonna play.
This
I
is
said linebacker. This time was Don Solinger, the coach.
that was my running. That was my position coach.
That's your
So you
position
was
coach.
at. Hold up, that's University of Miami.
When
But
he was
Don
with,
Soldier was
when
at.
he was Jimmy, all right. When Jimmy Johnson left, when Erickson came in, he didn't keep Coach Solinger. So Solinger took a break now for the
And he
spring
came to your school.
for spring ball because his son was in summer school there. So he
Oh,
came there
okay.
and just coach to hang out in like
Man, we
the
got so many
assist.
ties, man. You
Yeah,
see,
man, it's
Coach
crazy.
Solinger,
Coach
Coach
Solinger
Don
is my-
Solinger was like the
Coach
greatest,
Solinger is my-
the greatest running back
He's
coach
my
ever.
guy. Coach Solinger
Yeah.
is my first teacher at linebacker. He's the guy
Yeah,
that
that's
said,
pretty-
"You're it."
I never knew that, bro.
Coach Saunders, the guy
Yeah.
that told me I'm it. So I went there. They moved me to linebacker. I said, "Well, I can't use. I don't want to use number 10." I said, "What number do you want?" I said, "Give me number 44, the Bosworth."
44, the Bosworth. Oh, everybody was into the Bos.
I was
man,
into the
until you
Bos.
got ran over. Right?
By then I was already out of Bos. I was already Rohan by then. So I took that number. Junior year, I remember I didn't know the plays. I used to have to ask the senior. I said, where do I go? They say, go there. I said, all right. They play the ball. I made every tackle.
So you're just a reactor.
I just react.
Yeah,
I just
you're
go
just
where
a
the ball's
reactor.
at to learn the game. But I also wanted to know my whole,
Right.
A, B. So I started to learn that. Senior year, again, it was going to the summer. Erickson now moves into Miami.
Yeah, because University of Miami become the head coach, right?
His son is now at the school at
And he
at
says, "Hey, I
Palmetto.
have a guy. You got to get him on here."
I had to introduce because from Sandra time, and then
Yeah.
Coach Lubick, Sonny Lubick, the defensive coordinator, his son was going to the summer school as well, so I befriended them.
Yeah, now.
I introduced myself to the coaches. I work my own way. So Sonny Lubick, he says, "Listen, if you
You
pass,
connected the dots.
yeah, I could it myself.
Yeah.
No,
So you got yourself to the
I got
University of
myself
Miami.
to the University of Miami. I used to go and see Coach E when I was in high school. Just pull up at his house because I know where he lived. Because his son went to my school. His son
You
was
know,
on
you got
my
like you
team.
like legendary around the University of Miami. They say you had the Typhoon. So you the
I
only
came in
person-
with a Beamer, the convertible Beamer. They didn't too.
Like
They
in
weren't so
col-
happy.
Like in college, you got that. Like they had like Rohan rules. They used to always say Rohan don't get drug tested. Back then, everybody got drug tested. Rohan don't get drug tested. They said because it's a cultural thing, so they made exception for you.
Wow, I love it.
Is that true?
I mean, I don't know. Because I did smoke herb in college, but I never failed the test. I never failed the test. It was good because,
We can't get the University of Miami in trouble, but right
no, we're
now,
not getting them in trouble because I used to
They
take
had, they had the Bob
I
Marley.
never failed the test.
Rohan Marley, the exception of, but that's a cultural thing.
Religious practices.
Yeah, the religious reasons. They say Ro can get high. They say Ro had the Typhoon. Like Ro had so many different privileges. Like you was legendary around there. We always heard about that. I'm coming in in 1996.
Right.
And they always talk about what Ro could do. Like, Ro had all these rules that didn't apply to him. Like how? Like how can you play without getting a drug test? Like we get drug tests, they got us in there with this little cup
Yeah.
every week.
I did the cup thing. I did everything right.
You had somebody pee for you, Ro.
No, I did it. I went in there. I did it. I used to take. But honestly, when they used to say, "Hey, Rohan, you have a drug test in the morning," I'll go to the Chinese man. I buy this herb juice, like herb tea, and I would drink a lot of it, like 2 gallons.
So Ro got the
I
ingredients,
had, the,
y'all.
I had
So
the
young
remedy. I had the
athletes-
remedy.
Nah, right now it's like they got everything. It's kind of wide open right now. So nowadays,
It's better
how do you
this
feel? How do you feel about
You know
the world opening up
You know
to
what?
cannabis?
You know what? It's really important for us to know this because on my company, Line Order, my brethren, Mike James, which is your
University of Miami.
yeah, he's a business partner with us, and he's one of the first NFL players to really fight against the opioids, because he didn't want to take opioids because he had a really bad injury, and he didn't want to take opioids. So he was like a very combative, like an advocate for really herb as a medicinal component. So he's a part of our company now. He's a member of the Line Order company, such as you are. And we just love that. And I'm very happy where it is today because I know the stress and, like inflammation. Any type of inflammation is not good, But the drugs that you take for the inflammation is even worse.
So why would they approve those things? Like, okay, from your stand, why do you think it took so long for them to be
Ye-
accepting of the marijuana or the cannabis?
Like I tell you again, we go back to the guy that told you it was no good for you. This guy was probably 25 years old. He had no knowledge of anything. He's probably being like, what do you call those? A lobbyist. The guy that wanted a
You
few
probably had a motive.
a motive because you have another lobbyist that's pushing dollars into his organization so they can bring like a Bayers or a head something, some of these things because big money always speaks, and because of these lobbyists that works with these pharmaceutical companies,
Right.
and they're lobbying for the government to pass these laws and hold back these laws as well as the tobacco industry, because once you smoke tobacco, you get cancer. You smoke herb, you elevate. So obviously they wouldn't want to see the herb become what it is today, which is a medicinal thing. Herb is medicinal.
But
And
what take what do you think? What took it so long for them to recognize that they
Man,
have all these
be-
professionals?
you see, what took it so long again, brother? You know how everything works like this. If they can't tax it, they can't
So
tax
it's
it.
all business. So they're
It's
gonna
all-
actually.
It's
So
all
you're
business.
you're a
If they-
sacrificial lamb.
You're a sacrificial lamb. Like when you go to war.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the military. Those guys. Those guys are sacrificial lambs. That's what it is.
But now we're moving forward. That's like the one thing I do appreciate about the where we are in this country, or things are moving forward. Like I like the
Love
athletes
that.
getting paid.
Love that.
Cannabis is here. Like we're actually
Yeah.
moving in the right direction.
Yeah, more
I just-
freedom, more free will. And more because you know what it is too. Like you talk about what it is to be a king and a lion, like we are. That's the awakening, because what makes you that is you're awakening to the present moment of who you are, and what you really bring to the table.
But how do you know who you are?
Well, us,
It's certain people know who they are, but
like
it's
we
certain
know,
people they
like
take a long
I'll give you a
time.
perfect example. The ones that know, it's our responsibility to let others know who they are while they're growing. You dig? So it's not that they don't know. It's like we were young at one point, didn't know, but now we know. But while we know, we see one of our young little lion cubs running around. Hey. Come.
But what if I let you know and now you one up me?
You see, you can't one up me, cause
So you have to be in
You-
a comfortable space.
yeah,
You have
because
to
you have
be
to,
comfortable.
and that's your humility. That's having humility. That's not having ego, because you can't one up me. No one can one up anyone, because at the end of the day, we all go to our separate ways and go home and close that door.
Right.
So-
But right now you have certain people that want to keep people up under them because maybe their insecurity, or maybe they don't feel like they would be able to go up
tough.
any farther.
That's why we live in this. It's tough, It's a society, man. It's like that's the wrong stuff right there. Like them type of mentality. That's why That's why.
But
we
if
have to give
everybody was a
thanks.
king, then who's gonna do the work?
No, but everyone can be a king, because it's a time. You know what I mean? Because it's like everyone don't have the same know-with-all. It's like everyone can be a Hall of Famer running back. You know what I'm saying? Who's gonna like play special teams? You know what I'm saying? It's roles. You know what I mean? It's like it's not really. You know what I'm saying, bro. Not everyone's gonna be president. Not everyone's gonna like be a leader. Some are followers, and some need to be led. But if you accept from the leader what you're being told or what you're being taught, this is what helps you in your own daily life, because everyone is really a king in their own way. You know what I mean? Because once you go in your household, that's your kingship, that's your kingdom as a human being. So within oneself, it's a matter about awakening that consciousness within ones and ones to realize that, yo, listen, The same way you can open the fridge and get a glass of water when you're thirsty, the same way you can do anything else.
Right. So this right here was, but like we was talking about earlier, like, is this something that you was taught, or it was embedded in you, or you went and
I
researched
promise
it?
you, it's gotta be. It was taught. Ain't no
was
embedded, none, and researched, and embedded. It ain't just embedded. It's taught,
But you have to like
researched,
to
embedded.
know to know yourself and to know the fact that like, man, I'm like, I'm a big dog, I'm a king, like
But it's
something
but
has
it's
to give you
like
that confidence.
But you know what the king is, right? The king is just believing in oneself. Like, so when if I say my stomach is hurting me to someone, and tell me, nah, and someone say to me, nah, you're all right. I said, what the fuck you mean I'm all right? And I say, no, my motherfucking stomach's hurting me. What do you mean I'm all right? Fuck you talking to? So that's where it comes from. If I tell you something about me, how the fuck you gonna tell me about me? It's like relationships, right? How a relationship work for me? I always tell the woman, I say, listen, here what we're gonna do. I'm gonna tell you about me, and you're gonna tell me about you. Whenever you start telling me about me, it ain't gonna work.
So can I ask you a question?
Sure.
How you get Lauren Hill?
How I met Miss Lauren Hill? Well, I was lonely.
How do
I
Rohan?
was alone.
How do Rohan get
Marley
somebody from New Jersey? You
meets
down here at the
Lauren
University
Hill.
of Miami.
I must say this though, my brothers, because my brothers are musicians, and it was Smoking Groove tour in 1995. Right after I left college, I didn't know what I wanted to do with life. I was lost in regards to.
I thought you went to Canada. Didn't you go to Canada?
I go to Canada, but I couldn't stay over there. They don't play good football. I can't play that kind of football. That's not my game. I can't do it. I couldn't do it no more. And you know what they did to me in Canada? Can I tell you a Canadian story quickly?
Very.
And then all right, fine. Anyway, all right, I walked in the locker room, and after the last practice, before they're going to make the cuts, I walked into my locker room, and I came 2 weeks late to camp, so nobody likes me anyway. There's a vets on this side, and there's a rooks on this side. I walk in the middle of the locker room, and I look to my left, my right, and there's my locker. And on the face of my locker is a picture of a mass crashing into this picture, crashing into a windscreen glass, saying that the program is crashed. The University of Miami crashed.
Okay, that's back.
You know that picture. It was on my locker. You know what I did? I said, yeah. I go to my locker. I take the picture off my locker. And I stand in the middle of the floor. And I slammed it on the floor. I told them, I said, let me tell you something. Because none of you motherfuckers play for Miami. And I walked
Real
out of the
Miami
locker.
Hurricane.
Yeah, because none of you motherfuckers play for Miami. I walked out of the locker room. They cut me, but they kept me. But I didn't like it up there. They don't play the kind of football I play. So I left. Went on the road with my brothers. We're Smoking Groove. I used to hear this beautiful voice. I'm like, who the fuck is that? Like, and I look, and one day I saw her walking in front of the bus with her guitar, and I blew the horn. Brum! And she looked up. I'm like, hey. And she kind of gave me a little smile. So another day.
But was she known then?
Yeah, they're number one.
No, so she was known.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know her like that.
You didn't know her personally, but
she's known, popular, because when I've never seen this, because I remember I'm in college playing ball. I'm not into music and my brother's world. But when I would go, I say, you know what, and I always used to just stay back, because my brothers, they're very humble. They don't watch any other performances. They just go do their thing and they're out of there. So I used to stay with them all the time, First one at the venue, we're there all day long. And so I'm like, you know what, let me go take a look. Let me see what's happening. And I go watch her one day perform. And I was like, get the fuck out of here. I saw the people, the energy. They're moving and she fucking belting. I'm like, wow. Like, this woman can sing. I'm like, that's little old you singing like that? She's like, yeah. So one day, it was like 5 of my brothers walking, and it was just her alone, and we're walking this way, and she's coming this way, and I'm kind of on the end. Yeah. So when she walked by, I stuck my hand out like this, and she stuck her hand out, and we kind of hold hands, and I did like one of these numbers,
And just watched her walk.
Yeah. Right. And I stopped for a little bit. And that was it. So from that day, I pursued her, and we started a relationship, and it went wonderful. We have 5 beautiful children. I was very instrumental in helping her with the miseducation of Lauryn Hill in the first,
That's classic.
in regards to like, I was there day one. Hey, what you need? Oh, I need to find a guitarist. Oh, I know my dad guitarist. All right, bro, I need to go down to, I'm having a little issue in America here
Yeah.
because they didn't want her to really do this album. So I said, you know something? Come to Jamaica.
So that album was done in Jamaica?
Yeah, the beginning, the main parts of it. Yeah, the first part, like the one last one, last ones.
Yeah.
So we went to Jamaica and we laid the foundation for that album because I wanted to get her away from like the system up there.
Yeah.
They weren't so happy with her.
So that's the Rohan move. You see him, you walk, and you just walk him, and that's how. That's your game.
I mean,
that's game.
You gotta go.
Move,
you gotta go for it. You gotta go. You can't let us walk you by.
This is my shot.
This it.
This the shot.
This it. This is it.
You gotta take
That's
it.
her. She walking alone.
So
here I am.
My shot.
I feel confident. My brothers are with me. I feel like a lion. If I was probably by myself, I'd have probably walked by. I've been a little bit too nervous.
These I got my brothers. I got the big dogs with me.
I'm gonna show them now. I'm gonna show them who I am. So that was kind of help. That gave me kind of the boost, help
the confidence.
Yeah, it gave me the confidence. So yeah, bro. So that's kind of how I met.
That's some good game, man. That's some good game, man. You had your teammates with you to give you the confidence.
I had my teammates, man, pushing me on, and they didn't even stop and look. They already know what
they
time
didn't even see the move.
But of course they see the move because they see. Hey, what? I'm not in the because we walking side by side, but they didn't do no stop and check.
Yeah,
they already know. I fall back.
Road pulled the move on them. That's what's up, man.
So Miss Lauryn is a legend, and I'm very happy that we met that day and that we pursued another beautiful life together and beautiful children. So she continues to be a legend, and she's still working and doing wonderful things. So I'm proud of that.
That's pretty dope. I just saw on the show, she brought you on stage.
Yeah, in Brooklyn.
Pretty cool, but it's pretty cool, to have maintain that. Like that relationship.
But you've been to my daughter's. You've been to Sayla's 18th birthday.
Yeah, I was there. Yeah,
you were there at the birthday, the dinner. Yeah, so you've been. Yeah, Edgin and I, we've been family a long time.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's pretty cool to Barry. Just like after all those years, still maintain the same level of respect for each other.
You know what? I respect her. I respect her in a way, like more than just like a woman that I was with her. I respect her like a really high level queen stuff because I promise you, she's got to be one of the smartest person I've ever met in my life. I mean, she's so intelligent, brother. Like, man, I'm like, wow. So I look at her like really like, I didn't make her a queen. She was already a queen. She was already
but she knew she was a queen.
She knew she was a queen.
And she recognized the queen. She
know
recognized the king and Rohan. So you did this.
This way now. A queen can't walk alone, neither can a king. So that was kind of my first, if you really want to know the first liberty of the king life, that's when
that was it right there.
When I met that queen, is I stepped into my kingdom and my kingship. And that's when my life began as like this Rohan, because I got to hold it down. Like, I'm with this great woman. I gotta step it up.
You gotta step it up.
You gotta step it up.
You can't let her one up you.
You can't one up me.
So Rohan, everybody knows when you hear the name Marley, you talk about the legendary, one of the greatest. And one thing we talk about on Create the Life, I like to always inspire, motivate, uplift people. And also give insight. And for you as the child of one of the greatest people or greatest human beings that have left a lasting impression on so many people, like I would like to know from you, and I think the viewers or anybody